I don't know how much time you spend on watching YouTube, but for me it's an easiest way to procrastinate. That said, I can't say that YouTube is something I can quit because there is so much useful out there. The problem is, when you subscribe to 28 channels like I am, it takes forever to watch all new videos just to make sure that you don't miss anything important. According to some 2024 reports, the average user spends about 49 minutes a day on YouTube. And for people like me, it's probably even more than that. But what if I told you that you can significantly reduce the time on watching YouTube and still be on top of all important updates without any fear of missing out? Today, I'll show you another practical example of automation, which I call YouTube Digest. The idea is simple. Whenever a new video comes out on the channel that you follow, it creates a short but insightful summary. This is especially useful for those clickbait-style videos where authors don't share insights in the description or in timecodes, encouraging you to watch it till the end. So you end up scrolling through comments, hoping someone left that magic summary. Or it may be some insightful interview, but you just don't have 1 or 2 hours to watch it till the end. With the method I'm showing you today, you don't have to do that anymore. You'll get a clean summary of each video for a quick reading generated by AI. I already made a video where I explain why I think AI will always stay behind us engineers. But when it comes to analysis and summary generation for massive amounts of data, that is where modern LLMs really shine. And to show you how it works, here's my Telegram, where every day I get a digest of all new videos from my subscription. And each entry looks like this. It pulls key highlights from the transcript, so you quickly see what the video is about and the main ideas. And it works for all videos in any language. And if you wanna watch it, the link is right at the top. Isn't it cool? If you think it is, keep watching till the end. Because I'll walk you through the full implementation step by step. We'll review all possible catches and pitfalls, explain how to fix them, and lastly we'll do cost breakdown to run the solution daily. On the screen you can see the stack and deployment. Self-hosted n8n running on Raspberry Pi, YouTube API, the Transcript API, Webshare for proxies, ChatGPT for summaries, and Telegram to deliver the messages. Now, don't worry if this looks really complex. In the description I've shared ready-made parts of the implementation, so you can just reuse them with your own secrets. And first thing first, I run n8n locally on Raspberry Pi 5. That's not a requirement, you can use any computer, virtual machine or laptop. n8n doesn't need much power, so compact device like Raspberry works just fine. And by the way, the cost of runtime on Raspberry Pi is close to zero. I've broken this down in a separate video if you're curious. There are two main reasons for using local n8n setup though. The first is YouTube API limits, which are very sensitive and easy to exceed. And to handle these, I use one extra component, which is easier to run locally than in the cloud. And the second reason is cost. The local version is free, no subscriptions, no monthly fees, which makes the whole setup cheaper. I also run tiny Python application as a service, which just proxies called to YouTube using Transcript API library. There are a few reasons to use it instead of the official YouTube API. It can fetch subtitles whether they are uploaded by creator or auto-generated. It works seamlessly with multiple languages right out of the box. Unlike the official API, it doesn't need OAuth 2. And it supports third-party proxies which can help to work around quota limits. One of those proxies is Webshare. The library includes examples how to set it up, so it's very straightforward. I sign up for a Webshare account on the cheapest plan, it costs me around $3 a month. And Webshare gives you rotating proxy IPs, so requests to YouTube look like they come from different addresses, and that basically prevents IP blocks. Alright, let's finally get into n8n workflow implementation. Installing n8n locally is simple, and you'll find a guide in the description, along with a Python script setup that runs as a service. Let's look at the credential you'll need to make this work. YouTube API allows two. This is used to retrieve channels you subscribe to, and we'll also need a regular Google API key to search for YouTube videos, Telegram API key for the bot that sends the daily digest, OpenAPI key for using ChatGPT LLM, which will generate us summaries. Let's create those credentials. First, you need Google Cloud Console to create a new project. Go to APIs and Services library, find YouTube API v3 and click Enable. Then you can go to quotas and limits, and I highly suggest to save it in your bookmarks. You'll wanna check it occasionally to make sure you don't go over the limits, because otherwise you may be just logged by Google till the next day. Now open APIs and Services library and select Credentials, and let's set up Consent screen. Here you need to provide application name and email. As audience, we need to choose external users, and then as contact information you can provide your email as well, and then click Create. Right after that we create OAuth client. So click on this button on the top right. Choose the web application type and give it some name. Then you'll need to add an authorized redirect URI. When creating YouTube credentials in the n8n, you have this URI provided, so you can just copy it from there. Then click Create, and you'll need to copy client ID and secret to the corresponding fields in the n8n credentials view. Make sure that you don't store these values anywhere else. Just normal security hygiene. Don't worry if they are lost, you can always easily recreate it in just a few clicks. Then sign in with your Google account, which you want to use your YouTube subscriptions from. And once the OAuth client is created, go to Audience, and you need to either publish this up or just add your authenticated user as a test user for these credentials to work. Now we also need to generate API key. Go back to the credential screen and click on Create Credentials and choose API key. Give it some name, and you can optionally restrict it to YouTube API only, which is generally recommended. Generated API key you'll need to copy to the n8n workflow, to the node which is called setConfig. The field name is called API key, so you just need to insert it here. Telegram credentials is very easy, just the API key of the bot that you create with another bot which is called bot fuzzer. You'll have to send it new bot command, set some name, and you'll receive a message from it with a key that you can copy to your n8n credentials. And finally, open OpenAPI account. You'll need to create a project if you haven't done so yet, and then open API keys menu to generate a key. Then copy it to your n8n OpenAPI credentials. Now let's go to the workflow. If you want to reuse my existing workflow, you'll need to click on three-dot symbol on the top right and choose Import from File. And now let me explain you the main parts. Overall, it consists of three stages: the one where we get channels, then the one where we get videos from these channels, and the final part where we go over each video, transcribe them, generate summary and send it to the Telegram. I have two triggers here. The one is just for manual execution and another one for scheduled run, which happens daily at midnight. In the JSON I shared, I didn't add it, so trigger part is completely up to you. You can add similar schedule trigger or any other triggers like the one from Telegram bot message or so, and just wire it up to the first step of the workflow. The first node is where I define variables which are used later in the workflow. I keep there my Google Auth key, list of languages for which I request transcript, and last days parameter, which defines how many days back we check for new videos. Next, I fetch my subscription, and this is the step which requires YouTube OAuth 2. After that, I filter out channels which don't have any new videos and extract channel IDs with a simple JavaScript code snippet. I need channel IDs for the next request where I search for new videos on each channel. I run this request in batch mode, one for each channel ID. And as query parameters, I include channel ID, Google Auth key, and published after parameter to filter out older videos. Raw response from it looks like this. Then I add few nodes to split the data and map it to a format I need. Then I sort it by date and limit to a specific number. I don't use more than 10, but you can set this to whatever number of videos you need. The final part of the workflow is where all the magic happens. We loop through all the videos we've collected and transcribe them. I already explained why I use custom YouTube Transcript API library. Here is the Python script which runs it. It's running on my Raspberry Pi as a service, and my Raspberry Pi runs Ubuntu. Don't worry, it's nothing too complex, the full setup is covered in the tutorial. The idea is simple. This Python script exposes API endpoint that proxy is called to YouTube through the Transcript API library. In n8n I just called that endpoint directly using device's IP and port. Since it's my own private setup with both n8n and Python script running on the same device, I don't bother with extra security, just use plain HTTP. The request sends the video ID and a list of languages, and script handles the rest. In return, I get a transcript, basically the full subtitles for the video, and this is the key to the whole process. As I mentioned, the Transcript API can fetch subtitles whether they are user-uploaded or auto-generated. That means you'll get transcripts for about 99% of all videos which have any spoken audio. Still, I run a quick check to skip rare cases where subtitles aren't available, for example for some speechless videos. Once I have a transcript, I send it to the LLM for generating summary. I use GPT 4.1 mini. It's fast, has plenty of context for this task, and it's quite cheap. You can see my OpenAI balance on the screen. I topped it up with $10 a few days ago, and the daily cost is around 2 cents. In a prompt, I simply ask for a summary, and I also pass system prompt as a parameter. That's where you can customize things, tweak the style, level of details, and experiment with different outputs. Finally, I take OpenAI response, check if it's valid, format it in a way I want, and send it to my Telegram bot. And in the Telegram node, the chat ID parameter should be replaced with chat ID of the bot that you created. It's good to add it to variables though. And now let's run the workflow for a quick demo. I'll limit results to 5 videos for demo purposes. And while it's running, you can quickly check logs to make sure everything goes fine. And here is the result. For example, the video Why the Web was down today explained by a retired Microsoft engineer. AWS US East 1 region suffered a major outage on October 20, 2025, affecting services like Fortnite, Roblox, Snapchat, and Amazon Alexa. Root cause traced to DNS resolution failures for DynamoDB API endpoint, triggering exponential retry storms and widespread service disruptions. Failover to other regions fails due to strong regional dependencies in app architectures and control planes not designed for multi-region failover. And There are some takeaways, like design apps for region-agnostic failover and avoid hard regional assumptions. Treat DNS failures as critical and implement fallback DNS configuration to reduce cascading outages. So it looks pretty accurate and the same kind of summary you get for each of the video. And then if you want, you can click on the video and go by the link and just watch it. Now let's talk about the cost. n8n, as you just saw, is hosted on my local Raspberry device. Running it 24/7 is basically nothing, so we can round that down to 0. Google API is also free, since we staying within the standard quota limits. Webshare proxy costs me around $3 a month. Telegram API is free. And OpenAI is only variable cost. It depends on how many videos you process and how long they are. In my case, summarizing 10 videos per day comes out to roughly 2 cents a day or around 60 cents a month using GPT-1 mini. So in total, my monthly fee for this solution is about $3.6, and for me that's absolutely worth it. Now, you might be wondering, why should I pay for this proxy at all? And the answer is, you don't have to, but without it, the workflow is more limited, because there's always a risk that YouTube could block your IP permanently. My advice, test it without Webshare first, see how it runs. And if you hit any problems, you can always add the proxy later. Also, you can imagine more advanced ways to use this kind of solution. For instance, instead of summarizing all channels from your subscription, you could focus on specific content like stock market or crypto research and then analyze the overall sentiment across all those videos. I follow many great financial channels, but watching hours of their videos every day just isn't always feasible, so having all their insights combined into one daily digest is something that can give you a real advantage. Also, if you follow some very complex topics, you can ask LLM to explain things in simple words, and this way just smoothly learn new information every day. And of course, this workflow is highly customizable. You don't have to stick with GPT, you can swap in any other LLM that n8n supports, like Gemini or others. And if you don't use Telegram, that's fine too. You could deliver summaries through email, Discord, or any other messengers. So feel free to play around with it and let me know what you think. We live in an informational era where the amount of data is growing exponentially every year. I hope this video gave you a clue on how you can handle at least a part of that informational overload. That's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.